because I've seen her several times and on the Y. I love her. Everybody clap for Nicole Rose.
So you're from Virginia? My grandparents are from Virginia. That's how I know that you know that what happens in Virginia goes all over the country. I actually started doing comedy when I was 40 because by the time you're my age, you laugh at all your own jokes and you don't care if the audience laughs. So basically, I'll be as a narcissist. And I used to do all my jokes during karaoke songs. But because I would always select songs with a really long intro or a really long break, and the audience hates that, so I would tell jokes to quell them until the singing started. But then in 2020, I couldn't go to karaoke anymore, so I started going to the live streams of comedians on YouTube. And I noticed fairly quickly that not only would I get the attention of all the chatters in the live streams, but I would also get the attention of the comedians, and they would tell my jokes and laugh at my jokes and all that. So I thought, oh, this is great. I'm going to be a comedian's comedian, which basically just gets you ready to do comedy in Sacramento.
That's tough.
And
That's so tough.
it actually turns out that I'm a really good heckler, possibly the world's best heckler, because there was this one comedian who's very staunch about reform the police or abolish the police, depending on the sins of the station. And I heckled him so hard that he said he was going to call the cops on me. Somehow this triggered me into a really good item for my bucket list, because I always accomplish all my goals really quickly, and my bucket list ends up empty. So I had the idea, well, I'll put date a comedian on my bucket list. Everyone knows comedians are perpetually single. But the only problem with dating a comedian is you go from someone who's a hopeless romantic to someone who's just hopeless. I had a little bit of experience with this because I did try to date a comedian, and he's also a surfer. It didn't work out because he has no sense of humor, so I finally had to tell him, if you don't like my jokes, you ain't my folks. And after we went in contact, I started surfing. Not because I wanted to get him back, but because if you can't have a man, take his support.
I love you mostest.
I'll see you tomorrow.
And his job. I also tried to date a cop in 2020. I met him at a Black Lives Matter protest. And things were going really well. He would watch all the videos with me on why to abolish the police and all the videos on how to reform the police. And I thought it was going to be great with him until one night he heard the phrase, all cops are bastards. And he looked at me and he said, all cops are smarter. And I looked at him and said, if that were true, he would have said, all cops are brainy. And he left me. I actually have really bad luck dating. If I was on a dating reality show, I would get to the end of the first round, and I would say, this is going to be such a hard selection because I want to cut you all. I sometimes hear couples say that when they met, they knew it was the one and they felt like they'd come home. The only guy that ever made me feel like I'd come home, it turned out to be a halfway house. I actually don't have a dating site, dating website. I don't need one because I get so many direct messages on Twitter and on Instagram that I don't need a dating site to be spammed or scammed. But I recently put no DMs on my description because it doesn't really stop people from instant messaging you, but it does give you the ability to ghost them. And I did this because I got tired of hearing the same 3 questions. Are you married? Which is a legit question. Have you eaten today? And is your job stressing you out? If you're going to ask me if I've eaten today and if my job is stressing me out, that had better come with dinner and a foot rub, or else you might as well just send a dick pic. It does make sense to me why it's been hard for me to date, because Fauci got Sexiest Man of the Year. And I actually did date a guy recently that's sexier than Fauci, although he's 57, so like Fauci, he also smells like mothballs. And I was on another date recently, and the guy said, I really like vodka. And I said, what the fuck is vodka? And he said, vodka and soccer. And I said, oh, football. And he left the date at that moment. Maybe I would have been better if I said volleyball. And that's what I have for tonight. Sorry. I went really fast. I like my dates. That guy threw me off. All you need to enunciate.
Yeah.
We only have